Good morning, everyone. It's Elaine at Anabellas. Welcome to our Riley Blake new release party. I wanted to take some time this morning to go through all of the new collections that will begin shipping to shops in December of 2025. So what you're going to be seeing today are collections that we'll get in December, January, and I believe February of 2026. So I'm sorry, it's 2026. These are all arriving. December for some of them, and then January and February of 26 for the rest. So let's just jump right in. Most of these are already listed in the Etsy shop for you to pre-order. If you want to go ahead and get your pre-orders in, that's really helpful for Terry and I when we go to place our order with the manufacturer. So go ahead and check that out. And I believe we're offering a 10% discount right now this week. So you want to go ahead and make your reservations or go ahead and purchase whatever pre-cuts you see that you definitely want to get. There's also a lot of notions that I'm going to be sharing with you today. All right, so we're going to start with The Farmer's Daughter by Lori Holt. This is just a beautiful new collection. This actually arrives in December. And let me go ahead and show you what we have here. The fabrics are absolutely beautiful. There is very much a farmhouse vibe to this collection. You have some pretty little chickens here laying her eggs, sitting in her nest. All of the colorways that Lori is so famous for. And then there is some home deck fabric for those of you who like to look at that. We're not going to be carrying that, but I wanted to point out that it will be available to you. Here is the hen house. This is a quilt kit. We will be carrying this. This is in the Etsy shop, ready for you to pre-order now. It comes in this adorable barn type of a box. It's a collector's box. It includes your pattern, your Sew Simple shapes that you need, and then it tells you what type of backing fabric that you'll want to make sure you have in your stash. This is going to be a sweet strawberry patch table runner. This is also a kit available now. The runner is going to finish off at about 33.5 by 87. It includes the pattern, the fabric, the top, and the binding. You'll just have to get your backing fabric. Now, I think what everybody's really interested and excited about is the Farm Fresh Sew Along with Lori. So this is a huge collector's box. It's 11 by 12.25 by 3.5. It includes the fabric for the quilt top and the binding, and of course everything here that you see depicted. Now, I'm not sure when this is going to start. I believe it'll be, early next year, but now is the time, of course, to go ahead and look at making the investment in this if you do intend to sew along with Lori. Her sew-alongs are fantastic. I have not yet done one, but the feedback I get is just incredible. Evidently, she's just a wonderful teacher. She makes what looks very complicated pretty easy as far as if you can follow directions and use those Sew Simple shapes. It makes this really a fun exercise in starting and then completing a beautiful, what I would call, heirloom quilt when you're through. Actually, this is going to start in January of 2026 on Monday, January 26th. So you'll be able to go onto Lori's blog as well as her YouTube channel, and quilt along or sew along with her. Now, there are quite a lot of notions that we have listed in the shop. Just go ahead and look through them. There's some beautiful new vintage trims in both sage and rustic. Some of her honeybee scissors. This is a new color. She has a new binder. There's some trim it rulers. There's actually a notions separate booklet that I'll show you when we get to the end today. And this is going to be a long video. It'll probably be close to an hour. The quilted vest, this is something new by Lori. It's got a lot of vintage charm and a modern style. So you're going to receive the pattern, and then of course you can make any of those vests as shown. And then here is her farm to table table runner. This is a 10-inch stacker friendly. So we will have, and we do have the pre-cuts ready for you to order if you want to go ahead and make this. This is lovely. This is something Elaine would do because it's, you know, stacker friendly. I love those. This is stunning. This is a free pattern that's going to be available on the It's So Emma website by Fat Quarter Shop. This will be available in December of 2025, but I wanted you to see it. The quilt size finishes off at 72.5 by 84.5, so it's quite large, but absolutely beautiful, and it's called Vintage Milkmaid's Star. Another popular design by Lori that everyone has been looking forward to, and now you can see a full picture of it. This is the Quilted Farm Girl. This is available for pre-order now. This pattern will give you everything you need to go ahead and complete the quilt, which is 77 by 88. And then we have Farmyard Friends. How adorable are these? They're just so cute. This quilt finishes it off at 68.5 by 81.5. It's published by It's So Emma as well. And then Paper Strings is the last quilt. I mean, because there's not enough, right? Paper Strings is the last quilt by Lori. This is 71 by 83. And we do have the quilt paper that you'll need if you're going to go ahead and do this. You can go ahead and grab that, as well as the denim vintage trim, which is available now, but we're not going to list it until we get a little bit closer. You'll be able to order that, but it won't ship until we ship your pattern. All right, so those are most of the items from the Farmer's Daughter. I'm going to show you the rest of the notions at the end today when we get to the notions catalog. Quilt seeds is something that Lori does. If you're interested in purchasing the quilt seeds, you can collect all 4, and then of course you can make each of the barns with the silos beside them, or just complete them all together as one large quilt, which will finish off at about 79.5 by 79.5. So just a beautiful, great new collection by Lori, Farmer's Daughter. Then we're going to move along on to Kayla Naylor Designs. This is Sweet Cottontails. Really pretty colors. I love the very soft pinks and the pretty blues. Definitely has a cottage core vibe. If you go to Anabellas.net in the next week or so, you're going to find all of the fabrics that are cottage core in style at cottagecorequilting.com, which will take you to Anabellas.net, and there you'll be able to very easily pick out any types of fabrics or pre-cuts that you want to use in your home if you enjoy that cottage core vibe. Really pretty collection. There's some tiny little bunnies here, some pretty little bows, tiny print flowers. Here we have the bunny basket weave. This is a beautiful quilt. It finishes off at 54.5 by 63.5. This will be a free pattern on the Riley Blake Designs website in December, so you can check that out. And the next quilt is Cordelia. This is by Wendy Shepard. Really pretty quilt. This is 61 by 74. So this will be available. You'll have to buy, the fat quarters of this. My recommendation is that you just go ahead and get the fat quarter bundle. Makes it very easy to then pull what you need in order to complete this quilt. Julie Studios went ahead and designed a nice quilt pattern that is in the shop, and then Sweet Baby Bunny as well. So if you're interested in grabbing some patterns, you can go ahead and do that. So just really gorgeous collection, really pretty colors. Again, this is called Sweet Cottontails, and this arrives in December, but you order it now. Then we have Patchwork. This is fun and bright. I love this. This is by Liza Taylor. Let me show you how pretty this is. Isn't this different? Lots of purples and plums and pinks. She's got some teals and some turquoises in here. Just a lovely, lovely collection. There is some coordinating basics too if you have some of those in your stash. Here we have Cambridge. This is... let's see, it's peach and pink primarily. This finishes off at about 56 by 64. And then this is Corelli. This finishes off at 65 by 68. This is fat eighth friendly, so we will have the fat eighth bundles if you want to grab one of those. Makes it super simple to have everything you need right at your fingertips. Forest Berry. This is another pattern, 54 by 66. Nice size. And then Kinley is the last of the patterns that are available to use if you want to use this pretty collection by Liza. This is 54 by 54. And then again, here is just some larger pictures of some of the beautiful fabrics that are in this collection. You can see here how pretty that is. So again, Patchwork by Liza Taylor arrives in December. Then we have another beautiful collection by Catherine Linnaeus. This is called Vintage Rose. More cottagecore vibe. Look at those pretty colors. Isn't that nice? So there's some little houses here with some trees. There's some geese in the yard. Just beautiful, gorgeous blues. I love this shade. It's just lovely. So this, you have your precuts, both your fat quarter bundles, rolie polies, 10-inch stackers, 5-inch stackers. I don't think we're going to have the mini squares, but we might. You can look in the shop for those. Just really, really pretty. Then here is Horace's Hollyhocks. This is a really nice quilt. You'll need a fat quarter of each. So again, that fat quarter bundle will come in handy. This is going to be 56 by 68 when it's done. And then here's Petal Pop. I just love this. This really does indeed pop, doesn't it? Right off the page. Just a gorgeous quilt. Finishes at 98 by 98. This is roly-poly friendly, so go ahead and get your pre-cuts ordered so that if you want to go ahead and grab this and get this quilted up very quickly, you can do that when you have that roly-poly sitting right there. Here's the mixed bouquet. This chart was designed by Brenda Gervais for this particular fabric collection. You'll need yardage on this. Just love it. It's pieced, but it's absolutely beautiful. And then check this out. I fell in love with this. This is a pattern to complete this ultimate travel bag by Annie.com. Just fun, really cute, nice and bright, easy to complete if you follow the directions. This is available now to pre-order as well. And then here's just more of a close-up of some of those pretty fabrics, as you can see here. The colors are just stunning, as I said, and there's my favorite. There's those blues. Just really, really pretty. And this is Virginia Rose by Catherine Linnaeus for Riley Blake Designs. Roses and Violets Bouquet des Fleurs is by Miss Rose Sister Violet. Long name, doesn't take away from the beauty of this collection. Beautiful, soft colors. Look at this nice mint green. We have some mint stripes. She's got some creams in here as well. Beautiful blushes. Just a beautiful, beautiful collection. Look at these tiny little rosebuds. Very cottagecore, again, in vibe, and this will be listed on Anabellas.net. You'll click through to the Etsy shop, but you can go to Anabellas.net and check out all of the cottagecore quilting fabrics that we will be carrying. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? This is set to sheet music. Hey puppy. It's set to sheet music. It's parchment poem we have here. So very nice. And then this is linen. This is a 58 by 60. We probably won't be carrying, no, you're gonna go down. We're probably not gonna carry the wide back, but I wanted you at least to have an opportunity to see that. We are gonna have the panel, however. The panel is gorgeous. You'll get it exactly as you see here. And then there is a chatterbox apron pattern that you can go ahead and grab as well. How fun is that? Just a really fun, something a little bit different for a change. And then here is the Rose Garden panel quilt. This is pre-cut friendly. You'll use both a 10-inch and a 5-inch stacker to complete this. You'll just need one of each, plus your binding and your backing fabrics. And then there's a nice Rose Garden runner. This was designed by Heather Peterson. Fat quarter and a fat eighth, so you can, and 5-inch stacker friendly. So really fun to do. Nice pretty runner, and this is 28.5 by 62.25. Garden Gate by My So Quilty Life. This was designed by Heather. Just a really pretty quilt. This is roly-poly friendly. Quilt size is 71.5 by 71.5. And you know, we really focus on offering you pre-cuts here at Anabellas, rather than offer every single collection, you know, all of the bolts that come in the collection, which could be 20 to 40 different fabrics. I just find that my customers really love to just grab a pre-cut bundle and either pair it with a beautiful pattern that's being released simultaneously with the collection, or just because of the ease of everything already cut and ready to go. You can't go wrong with pre-cuts, so be sure to check out all of the ones we have for you and all of the ones that are coming in the days and months to come. This is Rose Hill Lane by Shabby Fabrics, Jennifer Bosworth. Love her. Got some great news to share with you. She has just released, that I'm going to show you in a little bit, her very first fabric collection for Riley Blake Designs. You guys are going to love it. So stay tuned. If you love Shabby Fabrics and you love Jennifer, you're going to love what I have to show you in just a few minutes. This beautiful quilt that she designed, again, is called Rose Hill Lane. The quilt size is 49.5 by 62.5. Just beautiful. Love those pretty colors. And then Flowering Bouquet is by Heidi Pridemore of the Whimsical Workshop. This is just a beautiful quilt, 49.5 by 62.25. I'm sorry, 62.5. And then again, just another close-up of some of the fabrics so that you can see how pretty the motifs are. And there you go. Here's that pretty mint. So that is Roses and Violets, Bouquet de Fleurs by Miss Rose Sisters Violet, with a delivery date of December in 2025. And here we go. I fell in love with this. J. Wecker Fresh. This is her egg hunt. This now we're moving into the collections that will be coming in January of 2026. Okay, so let's check this out. Here is the Easter Home Journal panel. This panel is just adorable. You have the rabbit and the little chick popping out, very reminiscent of vintage Easter celebrations. It says April 1913. And there you go. This is the large egg panel. And then down below here, you have, it's scaled so that you can actually see, this would be this right here, how beautiful and intricate all of this is. Just stunning. And then we have our Easter bunting panel. So that will be this panel right here. And again, here is a larger picture of the pea. You can see right here. And this gives you a close-up of just how beautiful that is going to be. Easter egg collage. Isn't that gorgeous? This is the actual scale of this, just so that you know. And then we have the egg border stripe. Look at that. She is just amazing. We just got in her Halloween collection. If you're interested in checking that out, it's already, it's actually here and ready to ship. Here's just some bigger photos of what you can expect to see in your fat quarter bundle or any of your pre-cuts. Usually when we list pre-cuts in the Etsy shop, we go ahead and we let you know what item, if for example you're looking on the website and you see an item number, if something is excluded, Riley Blake usually lets us know what fabric or what, you know, whatever it's called, whatever is excluded from a pre-cut bundle, so that you're not caught off guard. So here is the Easter Home Journal panel quilt. This is going to be a free pattern on Riley Blake's website in January. So of course you'll need to get the fabric. You can of course use your pre-cuts to make your binding. Roly-polies work great. However you'd like to finish that off, and don't forget you'll need your backing fabric. Hens and Chicks. This is a really pretty quilt pattern that was designed by J. Wecker Fresh. And then Egg Hunt Placemat. Very fun. This is also going to be a free pattern available on Riley Blake's website in January. And then Vintage Flowers is last, and this is going to also be a free pattern on Riley Blake's website in January. And a 20-minute table runner that will also be on their website for you to grab for free. And that all comes in January of 2026. So be sure to check out Egg Hunt. Just a really fun collection. Next, we have something fun. If you follow Christopher Thompson, he's known as the Tattooed Quilter. This is his new collection, Blue Blooms and Threads, and it is very blue. Just some beautiful, lots of navies and soft blues. We've got some white stitches here. You can see the little stitches. So whether you're a cross stitcher or a quilter or a paper crafter, and you also love to surround yourself and wrap yourself up in the warmth of these pretty colors, this quilt and these fabrics would be for you. Just look at that. Look at those pretty flowers. He's got some denim stripes here, some tiny little white ditsies. And then over here again, you see some more scissors. And then this is the navy mane, and this is the white florals again. Got a couple of quilts for you to show. This is 10-inch stacker friendly. This is called threaded. Finishes off at 66.5 by 66.5. You'll need just one 10-inch stacker to complete this quilt. You'll need some yardage, of course, to do your backing and your background and your binding. And then Blue Blossoms, this is 5-inch pre-cut friendly. This is going to be free on Riley Blake's website. So if you want to go ahead and grab your 5-inch stackers now, I would do so. And then you'll need 1/8 of a yard and some other yardage to go ahead and complete the binding and the backing and the background. So that is by Christopher Thompson. This is 10-inch friendly. This is called 10-inch stacker friendly. This is called Blue Threads. So how fun is that? I love the way he has the X's in the middle on the rows. Very fun. And check this out. This is called Garment District. It's just spools of thread. And you can go ahead and pre-order that quilt pattern as well. Here's a close-up. It says, love is in the stitches, peace, love, and quilting. Just love that. And there's a close-up of the pretty flowers on navy, which is the navy mane. So there you go. There's a Tattooed Quilter, Christopher Thompson, Blue Blooms and Threads. And this arrives in January. Now, I love this. This is by Sherry Guidry. And this is by, actually, the company's called Cherry Blossoms. Her name is Sherry as well. And the collection is called Awakening. So look at this. Look how pretty these are. We have some pretty mint and spring colors here in violet, some Easter bunnies, some watering cans. This is Sea Glass. Spring Garden is a symphony of colors. She's got some really, really pretty colorways here. Look at that. There's the same pattern again with the bunny and the watering can. And then here it is in the white, or the cream rather. And then as you can see, she's got cayenne, azure, and as I said, the cream. And then here's some pretty golds that really come in very nicely as well. Awakening cheater print. There will be a cheater print in this collection, which is always fun and very easy. And then if you love to create these cute little bags, here is the Emmy bag 2. It says Stitch Sew Maker. This is 10-inch stacker friendly. So you can go ahead, and this is for machine embroidery applique. Just let me make sure I clarify that. But you can see the fabric here as well. This is the wide back. But here you go. This is 10-inch stacker friendly. You'll of course have to add some other fabrics to that. But look at how fun that is. So you can make any one that you'd like right here on the front panel. Then Spring Awakening by Sherry Guidry of Cherry Blossoms. Here is her quilt. This is 10-inch stacker friendly. Quilt size is 52 by 65. Just love it. Love the tulips. Very springish. And then here you go. This is a machine embroidery applique quilt called Count Your Blessings. This is 10-inch stacker friendly. So, you know, how fun is that, that you can actually do machine embroidery or applique and just need a 10-inch. I always want to call it a layer cake. I don't remember what company I'm talking about. Layer cakes are Moda, stackers are Riley Blake. It's all silly stuff to me. But either way, there you go. I'm not picking you up. Chloe May wants Mommy to hold her. No, Mommy can't hold you right now. This is Dresden Garden. Again, this is another machine applique quilt, 65 by 65. Look at how adorable all of those little motifs are set right in the center of those pretty flowers. Very, very nice. So just a lovely, lovely collection for spring. Awakening by Cherry Blossoms. And again, this arrives in January of 2026. Now here we go, you guys. This is what I've been just dying to show you. I've been following Jennifer Bosworth for many years. Actually, many years ago is when I first started quilting. I was a participant in all of her pre-cut bundles. So whenever she offered a pre-cut for applique, I was right there, and I have a sewing room at home filled to the brim of unfinished projects. I did quite a bit of them and did finish quite a few, but when I saw that she came out with this fabric collection, I was thrilled because hydrangeas are one of my favorite flowers. I told Terry we don't have them in our yard yet, and I don't quite know why, but let me show you this. This collection by Jennifer is called Hydrangeas in the Garden. It features pearl accent, and I'm assuming that means these tiny little pearls motifs that you see embedded into each of the blossoms on the hydrangeas. Just makes it pop. This collection comes out in January. Just look at these colors. Gorgeous pinks, beautiful blues, and just a stunning, stunning shade. So this is your pink mane. And again, you can see those tiny little pearls sitting on all of the hydrangeas. This is pink tossed floral. So sweet. I love this. Is probably just going to be flying off the shelves. This is just a great job. This says Paris. There you have your periwinkle. You have some purple all over prints. Here you have your greens. She's got some checks mixed in, some dots, some stripes, some plaids. I mean, she covered all of the bases. Now just look at this stunning bouquet of hydrangeas. This is going to be her block of the month. So you definitely want to go ahead and grab this. This quilt pattern is available for you to pre-order. It is just beautiful. It takes into consideration all of the hydrangeas in the blues and the periwinkles that she has depicted, and they're just lovely. Then we have two more. This is a patchwork quilt, and this one is both in the lavender and of course in the rose. So very, very pretty. You'll need the estimated, these are about 51.5 by 77.5, so they're not that big. You're going to be able to get these patterns for free on Riley Blake's website in January. We do have both the table runners. These are 14.5 by 46, so they're wonderful table runners. And then look at this table topper. This is called Point of View Folded Star Tabletop Topper. So these are something different, and you can go ahead and grab those patterns as well if that's something that you want to give a try. And then here is the Starry Lattice Quilt. This is 10-inch stacker friendly. So you'll need your backing fabric and just one stacker, so that's great. Look how pretty that is. And then here are some of the notions that Jennifer released as well. I love these. These are your blue hydrangea and your pink hydrangea charms. These have the lobster claw clips, so you can use these as zipper pulls on project bags. You can use those as a scissor fob. You can use these as keychains. They're just adorable. And then look at this. Here are two great needle minders. We have the blue hydrangea needle minder as well as the pink hydrangea needle minder. And these are about 2 3/4 by 2.5. So a nice size to put your, you may even be able to put your small scissors on there as a scissor minder. But those are available as well. And then here's just a larger photo of just how beautiful this fabric collection is by Jennifer. So Hydrangea in the Garden by Jennifer Bosworth, coming soon. Here's one I love, and I think I love it because these colors are just so pretty. They popped right off the page. This is Front Porch by Jill Finley, by Jill Lily Studio. comes out in January. So let me show you these beautiful, beautiful fabrics. Look at this. This is her gray porch swing. So it's set on gray. She's got some pretty little porch swings, and who doesn't love a white picket fence? And then there's some cherry blossoms. This is called white trellis, actually. Over here, you can see on white, the gray swings, the gray picket fence. Here is the white mane. Look how pretty that is. And then down below, of course, we have some little tulips, her green geometric. There's some stripes, and the black just pops, doesn't it? Look at that. And again, some greens, some corals, some reds, some black medallions, some more plaids. Just lovely. And then here's the cheetah print. Isn't that pretty? And then this is her petal patch quilt. This quilt is 60 by 75. I absolutely love it. Look at all the different motifs. You've got your trellis flowers. You've got some tulips. Here's some stars. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And she is going to have a petal patch sew along that she is sponsoring. It's going to run 8 weeks. It'll be hosted on her YouTube channel, so it's Jill Lily Studio. You can find that on YouTube, and I'm sure she has a website as well. Here is her Black Eyed Judy quilt pattern. This is 67 by 67. Down below here, we have Dutch Delight. This is 10-inch stacker friendly. Again, one of my favorites, 64 by 64. Frolic, that is gorgeous. This is so pretty. There you go. And then Village Green. So just a beautiful collection. Here we have Tulip Festival. This is a roly-poly friendly quilt, 58 by 58. Look at how pretty that is. Just love it. And again, that's roly-poly friendly. So that is a Front Porch by Jill Finley of Jill Lily Studios, coming in January. The Reef is by Corinne Wells. This is for all of my friends that live in Florida or anywhere where you have a beach, or if you just love to go to one. Look at this. Isn't this pretty? So we have dolphins and all types of sea life, sea turtles, sand dollars, beautiful conch shells. It is just beautiful and such a pretty colorway. A little bit of turquoise, and we've got some pinks. There's some bubbles here. Deep water fish, she calls some of the motifs that have some of the larger marine life. You have some dolphins here. There's manta rays, stingrays, sea turtles. Not my favorite, but these are called jade jellies. If you've ever been stung by a jellyfish, you know. This is Eclipse by Franny B Quilt Company. This quilt size is 58 by 72. Then we have Evening Sky by Franny B Quilt Company. These are, looks like starfish in nature. That finishes off at 64 by 80. And then Happy Vibes by Franny B Quilt Company is fat quarter friendly. So grab your fat quarter bundle and finish this beautiful quilt at 63 by 72 and a half. Really, really pretty. Tells you what you'll need to do the backing, which is white bubbles, as well as your binding. So easy to grab, fun to finish. Here is North Winds. This is also going to be a fat quarter friendly quilt. This is 58 by 68. And then here's just a picture of some of the fabrics in a larger scale so that you can see just how pretty they are. Isn't that beautiful? So again, this is called Reef by Corinne Wells. That is coming out in January. If any of you have children or grandchildren or just love Peter Rabbit as much as I do, here we have Peter Rabbit and Benjamin Bunny coming out in January. Think of friends that might have children. Think of folks that live in a cottage who would enjoy something small, maybe a cute little pillow, but just look at how pretty these are. So if you've read Peter Cottontail and you know his story, Benjamin Bunny and him are quite the pair. We've got some pretty motifs, lots of bright colors. We've got the green mane, the cream mane, and then of course we have the soft blue. Just pretty as can be. Here is the panel. I know everybody's going to want the panel. This is Peter Rabbit and Benjamin Bunny. They've got their sack on their back. Obviously, they've grabbed some type of lettuce right from the garden and off they go. But the panel is available. And then, of course, here we go, the incredible quilt kit. You guys, I really want to get one. It's a little bit above my skill level, I think. That's not true. I can do it. I just don't have the time to do it. But I would love to do one of these for each of my grandchildren, which means 5. Not going to happen. But you can do one. And here is the beautiful gift box that it comes in. The gift box is 11 by 12 by 3. It has a metallic foil and ribbon tie closure, and it includes the book, The Tale of Benjamin Bunny. It includes the pattern and the fabric for the quilt top and the binding. This would make a wonderful gift for one of your quilting friends. This is 10-inch stacker friendly, so how fun is that? And the quilt size, stunning as it is, finishes it off at 68 by 77. Absolutely love it. And it's Peter's Garden Adventures is what this is called. And then we have some others. Here is Book Nerd by Angela Pingle Designs. You can grab that. That is a fat quarter friendly quilt. And then look at this, the Violet Backpack by Knot and Threads. This would be fun if you have a school-age grandchild or child. How fun would that be to go ahead and quilt up this cute little backpack. Now, Peter Rabbit is not on the website today. I have a few collections, I think. Let's see. I think Front Porch was the last collection that I have put on Etsy. I hope to do everything I'm showing you now, the reef, this, and everything else that is to follow sometime today. So don't panic if you're watching the video and you don't see what I'm showing you from this point in the video forward. I'm working as fast as I can, and I hope to get the rest of these up today. And I just got in the Moda catalog, so that'll be next week. We'll do Moda. Actually, it won't be next week. It'll be the following week, because next week I have the Disney retreat. So it'll be the following week. We'll do the Moda launch party on their new collection. But I'll post that on FlossTube. Okay, anyway. Rabbit tails. Here is a cute a cute quilt here. And this is 64 by 76. And that's 2 different versions. So you'll have the opportunity to do either version. This one is 40 by 52. And then just a larger photo of how pretty these fabrics are, how pretty the motifs are with all of the little quotes. Just a really fun collection if you love Peter Rabbit and Benjamin Bunny. And this arrives in January. Now we're going on to February. This is the last bunch of releases that I'm going to be showing you, collections. This is called Sew America. Once again, this is by J. Wecker Fresh. Very reminiscent of vintage Americana. Just look at this. Here is her Sew America magazine, 1776 to 2026, Quiltcraft, Elizabeth Grissom Ross. Old Glory, red, white, and blue. This panel is gorgeous. It's Betsy Ross sitting there, and what is she doing? She is hand quilting. Look at that. Then you have another panel here, the Sew America panel. Here's a larger depiction of one of the postage size stamps, so to speak, in that panel. She's going to have a pillow panel as well. Here's a larger photo of the pillow panel. Here we have the Sew America collage. And this is actual scale. So when you're looking at this, this is about the scale of what you'll see. And look at this. Do you remember playing with paper dolls? I loved paper dolls when I was a little girl. I'm not this old, but I did enjoy playing with paper dolls. And also color forms. I don't know how many of you remember color forms. When I got tired of my paper dolls, I would move on to my color forms, which you kind of just pulled off and kind of stuck on a board, and it was like paper dolls. But I loved both paper dolls and color forms, and this one is just adorable. Here she's got some PJs, and then she's got some pretty navy blue, some anchors, just really, really sweet. She's even got some slippers on here. We the People, here is some patriotic, red, white, and blue text that will be available. And then again, here we have some more in parchment and cream and white. And this is all World War II vibe. Here's some black, just a beautiful fabrics. Colors are gorgeous. And here again is the quilt. This is going to be a free pattern on Riley Blake's website in February. So just stay tuned in February. The quilt size will be 46.5 by 55.5. Just beautiful. Betsy Ross. There you go. And then here we have Sunny Side Up by J. Wecker Frisch. This is, you can do either version, as you can see here. So how fun is that, right? And then the American All-Star, this is a beautiful quilt pattern, 56.5 by 56.5. So be sure to check that out. The Sew America collection by J. Wecker Frisch, arriving in February. Oh, I need some more water. This is by Riley Blake Design, or RBD Designers, Riley Blake Design Designers. This is called Independence. February arrival. Look at this, you guys. Gorgeous. You know, when is this coming out? In February? February, March, April, August. I don't know. This would be fantastic for our Colonial Williamsburg retreat, wouldn't it? Just look at that. You have the Liberty Bell, you have the American Eagle, you have the Constitution. Here's Virginia. Just look at that. Oh my goodness. Look at the boat. Just, I mean, it's stunning. It's just stunning. Now my brain is thinking, what can I do with this for Williamsburg? So here's the panel. Isn't that gorgeous? So you have the Bennington flag. You have July 4th, 1776. You have the USS Constitution, of course, your Liberty Bell, and the United We Stand, July 1st, 1776. Just a beautiful, beautiful panel. Here are the wide backs, which also show you some of the beautiful colors. Then we have a kit, which is going to fly off the shelf. This is called American Independence. This is going to be a block of the month quilt. It comes in this beautiful collector's box. It starts in mid-March of 2026. The box quilt kit includes your pattern and your fabric for the quilt top and the binding. You'll just need to get your backing fabric, and that's 75.5 by 75.5. And then Fly the Flag by Amy Smart of Diary of a Quilter. This quilt finishes off at 66 by 80. So how that is pretty. I love those flags. Patriot Dream by Wendy Shepard, 75 by 75. And then you have this beautiful Old Glory by Charisma Horton, 60 by 72. And here we have our Stars and Stripes by Jen Belknap Designs. This is a fat quarter friendly quilt. It's beautiful. I love how she did the backing of the navy. So pretty. And then lots of notions, you guys, so get ready. We will have all of these available when I get them listed in the Etsy shop later this week. You've got your earrings. You've got your little leather scissor pouch, a cute little keychain. Here's a Liberty Bell needle minder. How adorable is that? Here we're going to have the embroidery scissors for Independence Day next year. Here's some quilty clips. How fun are these? They come in these cute little containers. And then there is two charms. One is an Independence Day flag charm. The other is Independence Patriot charm. And again, you can use these as on your scissor fob. You can use them as a project bag tag, or you can use them as a keychain. So, great collection. Just beautiful. Riley Blake Designers, RBD Designers, called Independence, celebrating 250 years. Anniversary is coming up, and this will be available in February of 2026. Next, we have Meadow Moments. Meadow Moments is by Little Forest Atler. I love it. Look how pretty these colors are. You have your green mane, mint mane, and pink mane. The pink is very, very soft. She's got some butterflies in here. There's some strawberries, some adorable little ladybugs. There's some ginghams, some checks. She's got some dots. Very fun. Geraniums. And then look at Hello Spring by Pen and Paper Patterns. This is 58 by 68 and a half. Love the backing. It looks so pretty. That green is just so vibrant. That is going to be, I said 58 by 68 and a half. And then Nesting Stars. This is by Primrose Cottage. This is a fat quarter friendly quilt. If you love Primrose Cottage, this is 64 by 64. So you can go ahead and grab your fat quarter bundles now, because if it's by Primrose, you know it is going to be popular. And then look at this. This is called a Petal Floor Pillow. This is by Lynn Wilson Designs. This is 10-inch stacker friendly. How fun is that? I bet you that won't be too hard to make if you can follow directions. Here is Flower Trellis. This is also a fat quarter friendly quilt. Finishes off at 58 by 79. And then just a larger photo once again of some of the pretty fabrics and colorways that are in this fabric collection. There is your main mint green. So this is Meadow Moments by Little Forest Atler, and that is coming out in February. Next we have Renew by Sandy Gervais. Another cottagecore type vibe in this beautiful collection. Let me show this to you. Look at how pretty these soft pinks are. Here's her bleached denim in Maine, and then of course her latte. Really like this latte. Very, very pretty. The motifs are little florals. She's got some lattice sweet peas, coral plaids, of course. She's got it in each of the different colorways. She's got a latte ditzy, which is really nice. The purples are beautiful. Here's her latte rosebuds. Then of course, again, your sweet pea. So just very nice colorway. Here is what the doilies, cheater print looks like. You can see it here. And then, although we're not going to carry the wide backs, this is what the wide backs would look like. Now, there is going to be some quilt patterns. This is Bouquets on Maine. And then we have Starflowers. Starflowers is 82 by 82, and Bouquets on Maine is 43 1/4 by 43 1/4. Delicate Dance is a quilt kit. It is beautiful. This is 41 by 41. Your quilt kit is going to include your pattern and your fabric for the top, and for the binding, you'll just have to buy the backing fabric. Just beautiful. Nice decorator box or collector's box. And then, of course, there is going to be a 5-inch stacker-friendly quilt pattern. It's called All Abloom. And then Coming Up Roses is her runner. This is 5-inch stacker-friendly. It is 53 by 17 3/4. So just a great collection by Sandy Gervais called Renew, and this is coming out in February. Then we have Anabellas by Amanda Niederhauser. This is so pretty, you guys. Look at these birds. I'm such a bird lover. Love this colors, different than what I've been showing you today. This is her cream in Maine. You can see the pretty birds set along the vines and the flowers. Here is burnt orange Maine, and again, here is the blue. So just lovely. Look at this. This is called her Navy Tapestry. Has it here in green and then as well in cream. Very pretty. She's got some flowers with some stems, sandflower stems. Blue Town names here as well. She's got some rose petals, some flower toss, blue peels. Just fun, right? This is her cheater print for Anabellas, so you can kind of get a nice depiction of what the fabrics actually look like when they're paired together. And then this is her quilt pattern for, it's called Garden Box. This was designed by Amanda Niederhauser. And look at how pretty this is. This is going to finish off at 64 1/2 by 78. She has this bluebird quilt pattern. This is 72 by 84. And then Autumn Harvest is adorable. This is a fat quarter friendly. Both of these are actually, bluebird is fat quarter friendly, and so is Autumn Harvest. So if you're thinking ahead to some beautiful fabric collections for fall, you can't go wrong. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? So this is Anabellas by Amanda Niederhauser, coming in February. Who remembers Mary Poppins? I remember Mary Poppins. I remember watching it and just couldn't figure out how in the world she was able to fly using nothing but an umbrella. I think I jumped out of a tree a number of times trying to accomplish that. How many of you did that? So this is a spoonful of sugar. This is by Jennifer Long of Sew a Story. This comes out in February. Look at this. How sweet. So you have Mary Poppins, there's an ice cream cart, there's her, of course, the umbrella, some bicycles, some dogs. There she is with her famous bag. Of course, we have kites, we have tea and sugar motifs, teapots, her village, there's the hot air balloon. My goodness, so many different things. And then, of course, here we have the storybook with all of the favorite quotes. Look at this. This is going to be the Cherry Tree Lane panel. So everybody remembers Cherry Tree Lane. Here is going to be the panel. There is a cute little Mary Poppins charm for a zipper pull or a scissor fob or for a keychain. It's 2x3. You'll be sure to grab that in the shop. Here is the story bag panel. So you'll be able to see this panel to go ahead and make the story bag. How fun is that? There is going to be a sew along for this, and it's going to start in March. You'll be able to find it on her YouTube channel at sewastory_Jennifer Long. Here is this gorgeous, gorgeous quilt. It's 70 by 90. It's Cherry Tree Lane panel quilt of Sew a Story. This is fat quarter friendly, you guys. It is beautiful. And then every little girl, here is the quilt Mary Poppins, just beautiful. Finishes at 54.5 by 88. How cute is that? Then a gentle gust. There's all of her beautiful umbrellas, 62 by 74.75. My goodness, she really knocked it out of the park. A spoonful of sugar. How cute. This is 30.5 by 42.5. And then that's the word I was looking for, carpet bags. They're not purses, Elaine, they're carpet bags. So here you go. Here's the carpet bags quilt. It's 85.5 by 88. Here we have more carpet bags. You can actually make one yourself. So there is going to be a carpet bag pattern. Here is Poppins Parrot Parasol. So look at that. The handle is a parrot. How fun. This can be pre-ordered as well. And then here are toy bins. So you'll actually make these toy bins. They're a skinny house and a telephone bin size. They're 9 by 9 by 12. And also there is a kite. You'll be able to make a kite in fabric. This is 10-inch stacker friendly, so be sure to grab those stackers because this kite's going to be popular. How fun to have a quilted kite. And again, here's the back, just some more photos so that you can get a better idea of what is included in some of your pre-cut bundles. So that is a spoonful of sugar by Jennifer Long of Sew a Story, coming out in February. 2 more to go. Well, actually 1 more to go, and then we'll get to the notions. This is called Coffee Time. Let me get a sip of coffee. I mean, a sip of water. Coffee Time by RBD Designers, which is Riley Blake Designers, coming out in February. If you love coffee, you guys, you're going to love this. Or for a coffee drinking friend. Very pretty. You have your cream, your brown mane, and your cinnamon. Love the cinnamon. Very, very nice. Here it says French press, life happens, coffee helps, fueled by coffee, espresso, more coffee. Just really, really fun. Love these. You have your plaids. You have your swirls, which is so cool. These are cinnamon swirls. This is your brown swirl. And then there's actually some coffee beans. So you have some coffee beans here. There's some plaids. Here is the panel, so you will be able to create a quilt using a pre-made panel. There you go. It's cappuccino, coffee, espresso, and mocha. And then you have your welcome coffee lovers panel. So a nice large panel. Love all the vintage vibe that this gives off. Look at some of these folks. This is dated. Love it. Very, very cool. So that is welcome coffees lovers panel. Then here's the Morning Joe. So this quilt pattern finishes off when you're done 57 by 66. It goes ahead and uses that panel in the center, and there you go. Love the way they did that. Here is the Mug Collection by Sandy Gervais. She designed a pattern for this collection of coffee time. This finishes off at 34 by 34. And then this is Hot Cocoa by Villa Rosa Designs. This pattern is also available, and this finishes off at 54 by 73. So that is Coffee Time by Riley Blake Designers, RBD Designers, coming in February. Now last, I just want to show you some of the notions. I didn't show them to you because they weren't included in the storybook, let me show them to you now. We'll list as many of these as we can. Some are going to be a repeat. This is the Mary Poppins charm that I told you about. These are the hydrangea pulls by Jennifer Bosworth of Shabby Fabrics, as well as the 2 needle minders. And then here we go, you get inside, and I think the rest of this is all going to be Lori Holt, right? And who minds, right? Nobody. Everybody loves Lori. Here's the farmer-daughter notions. All of these items are already listed in the Etsy shop. So, talk about notions. Yes, you're ordering them now, and I know they're not going to ship, but they do go quickly. So if you want to go ahead and grab these, please do so. We will meet our deadline on these, and I believe it's in August 1st. Is it August 1st? I can't dig it out. But I know that it comes up quickly. I think, Lori, this collection, Farmer's Daughter, is our first cutoff date. So we have washi tape. This is a scissor minder, okay, not to be confused with the needle minder, but you could use it as one. This is her barn scissor minder, so this is larger. This is 3.5 by 3.5. You hold your scissors in place. She's got 2 key charms, or happy charms. One is her hay truck, and the other is her berry basket. Again, zipper pulls, scissor fobs, or keychains. Her puzzles are so popular. Terry's like, what is going on with all the puzzles? I said, I don't know. I can't keep them in stock. But this is her Farm Fresh puzzle. There's 500 pieces. Some cute little enamel tins. It's 1 tin, but it's reversible. So you have your tractor on one side and Farm Sweet Farm on the other. Her vinyl tape measures are hugely popular. This collection will include your choice of one of 4 different designs. You'll either choose the watering can, the horse, the jelly jar, or the scarecrow. There's a cute little leather flower charm. So this is leather. She's got some leather bracelets. This I know everyone's going to love. This is a Lori Holt leather patch baseball hat. So how cool is that hat? It's got the star right there. Her Farmer's Daughter vinyl project bag is strawberry in theme, so there you go. And then she has a vinyl tote. Can't have enough vinyl totes. Nobody likes to use plastic. So this is a great size tote. You can use it for anything, for your groceries, for hauling stuff around, or to store some of your whips. This is 12.5 by 14.5 by 5.5 wide, so that's kind of fun. And then if you like to collect her beekeeper binders, this is going to be a new one. This is her Farmer's Daughter beekeeper binder. Showed you the quilt seeds, so you want to go ahead and grab those if you want to do the quilt. Quilt paper. This is the paper strings that I was telling you about. You'll need this quilt paper to complete this. And then here's a new color. This is Marigold, her 5-inch honeybee scissors. Here's the vintage trims I was telling you about. All of these are listed in 2 sizes. The first one is Sage. It comes in both 5/8 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch. So you'll want to grab that. And then we also have Rustic, same size, 5/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch. Okay. And then on the back, we have, this is going to be fantastic. I'm getting one for myself. There's a new set of her Cute Cuts trim-it rulers. So you're going to get all these in your set. So there's 8 of them. So these are 8 sizes of your trim-it rulers in 1.5 inches up to 5 inches. So you want to go ahead and check that out. And then some new zippers. This is Happy Zippers Set 3. So the colors in this are going to coordinate with the Farmer's Daughter collection. It's Latte, Pebble, Nutmeg, Tea Rose, Teal, Alpine, Lettuce, and Songbird. So this is a set of 8, and these are 16-inch zippers. Now, we also are listed the singles. So you have Jazzberry, Latte and Rustic. These are 22-inch zippers. So these are sold individually. So you can decide on those as well. On the back here, again, this goes to the Independence collection that I showed you by Riley Blake Designs. You're going to have your rotary cutter sheath, the leather earrings, the Patriotic scissors, the Independence Liberty Bell needle minder, 2 more pulls, an Independence flag charm, there's that Independence Patriot charm, and the quilty clips. So I'm exhausted. That was a lot, right? I hope you enjoyed being here today and seeing all of the fabulous new items coming to you from Anabellas and Riley Blake Designs and all of the fantastic fabric designers that I know you all love so much. Please be sure to tune in on Friday for FlossTube. Until then, be happy, be well, and most of all, be kind. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.